we go. Hey, everybody. It's Barb Dunn and Judith Rosenberg on our podcast today. It's Keeping Locals Local, and we have special guests, Jason Bates and Erica Bates, who I met a long time ago. Well, not that long ago, but at Vina Jetty's multifamily. That was 3 years ago, wasn't it, or 2?
It's a little over a year. It was May of last year.
Oh,
so about 15 months ago.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, time's flying. So tell us about yourself, guys. Where you at? What are you doing? Got to catch up.
I'll let you go.
Well, in case my mom's watching, I got to let ladies go first because.
So this last year since we've met you, Barb, it's been an incredible journey. As you know, Jason and I dove into the RV park space last year. And so we were seeking an RV park to acquire, and we were incredibly diligent, and we were able to get 4 parks under contract last year. And
Wow.
ended up closing on 1. And it's because of items we found during due diligence through the process that made us not buy the other parks because they weren't viable. So we closed on that one in March of this year. And Jason and I were boots on the ground, learning how to turn over operations, get the park up and running, make some changes to get it profitable. And we're continuing in that space.
Yep.
Nice. And then you guys are also TCs, the dueling TCs.
Yeah, well, I definitely am. So I'm co-owner of Finish Line TC Services, and that has taken off over the last 12 months. And what's really cool about Finish Line and TC in general is Finish Line kind of developed, 4 to 5 months before Molly and Pace rolled out top tier TC. And then after that, all we did was bring on top tier TCs. And it's just been an amazing journey. There's just so many investors out there that they need help from everything. And we're really a one-stop shop, right? We like to do creative real estate, of course, is our bread and butter, but we'll do creative business buying. We'll do creative vehicle purchases. We've partnered with a law firm so that we can help with promissory notes and mortgages and deeds of trust. So we really want to be a one-stop shop. For me, it's just been this insatiable desire to keep learning. And of course, the more transactions I do, the more scenarios I see, and the more, I really develop as an investor, right? Because it just improves the things I ask as an investor, because I see what other investors go through. I understand the protections that need to be put in place. Things are always changing, right? We just saw a big, over the last 2 to 4 months, a big push on the due on sale clause for sub 2s. So we've kind of just changed our tactic, the way we approach sub 2s. And it's just been not only a lot of fun and a great way to make money, but it helps Eric and I grow, and especially how we structure a deal. Because when we structured this deal in Texas for the RV park, it was part sub 2, part seller finance. But we had to be really creative about how we procured it because of that sub 2 portion. And we wanted to make sure that, the seller was only protected there, that the due and sale clause wouldn't happen, but to make sure we could service their note as well, and that he was protected there as well. So it's just been an amazing journey so far. And I believe the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
Can you say a little bit more about what changed on the due on sale clause?
So there was a couple of companies, Rocket Mortgage being one of them, another company, Mr. Cooper, because I think they're being procured by Rocket Mortgage. Mm-hmm. They're really keeping an eye on change of title. And so, change of title. So as you know, when you buy sub 2, the seller's name stays on the mortgage, but the title changed to the new owner. And so this particular property that we bought had a Rocket Mortgage attached to. There's about a 5,000 square foot barndominium on the property, and that's what that Rocket Mortgage was attached to. And then we just had to be, tactical about the way we did it, and put the documentation in place in a way that didn't trigger Rocket Mortgage to start asking questions. So, that's the beauty about creative finance, right? We can be as creative as we want to be. And of course, we have mitigations in place, and we have a really great relationship with the seller. So, if by some slim chance, knock on wood, that were to happen, the seller's prepared to help us mitigate that problem.
That's great. I mean, I'm also interested because we're creating this whole model around tenants in common, and the paperwork is different, not for our purchase, but when we sell it to them. And we're working with a lawyer who's going to draft the paperwork, but need to have TCs who want to become familiar with how this paperwork works to help our buyers.
Yeah, I'd love to be involved. I'd love to roll up my sleeve. I think it's great you're working with an attorney. I always tell people, A, I'm not an attorney. B, I'm not a CPA. So take what I say at face value, but please go consult with those two individuals. I personally have a CPA that works on our properties. I have consulted attorneys for different items where I had questions. But at the end of the day, I've got no problem following what an attorney says is the right way to do it, and then just replicate and streamline that documentation process to make it easy for you guys, the investors, and then easy for the people who want to buy and own, a little piece of property.
Yeah, great. Have you ever done a tenants in common?
I haven't,
Contract?
but I am excited to learn.
Yeah. Well, I know you can handle whatever gets thrown at you. That's for sure. They're very good, both of you. Yeah. So hopefully we have a lot more deals that we'll send your way. We're going to put an offer.
We were looking at a small mobile home park that had a lot of land, and we we're going to try to create a tiny home village and had all these ideas, but it was too far away. It's like 2.5 hours away from just the getting back and forth. We couldn't manage it from here. We would have had to find somebody, have them manage it. It was too complicated. We're struggling to learn to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Delegate.
That's a really good lesson, because that was one of the things that we've noticed is there's quite a few folks trying to get into RV parks and mobile homes right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a misnomer or a misunderstanding that you can just turn it over to a manager and let it go. And
that'd be nice, huh?
It's not the same. It's so hands-on. It's a real business within a business. And so it's good that you recognize that and your own limitations, because for us, even we had to go on site for 4 months to get the park stabilized. And that's not your normal type of asset to be able to have to do that if you're just looking at multifamily compared to how it goes to RV parks.
Yeah, and I will tell you, though, you don't want to buy yourself a job. So
right.
Any endeavor you get into, you want to roll up your sleeves, be boots on the ground, and figure out how to streamline the processes, which is where Erica's superpower is. She went in and found all the issues in the processes and streamlined them, get the right staff in place. We have an incredible park manager who does a good job leading a staff of people for the park. And then, like Erica said, after 4 months, we were comfortable enough to walk away. I mean, we're 6 hours away from our park?
We're 6 hours.
Pretty far.
Yeah, and
that's pretty far.
And we use the concepts for the book traction. We use EOS. We meet with the park manager once a week, and we just walk on through, and we're always on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But because of what Erica started and we built together, we were able to physically no longer have to be on site and oversee everything. We could do it remotely now.
Nice.
What is EOS?
Entrepreneurial Operating System. So if you haven't read the book Traction, it was a game changer for us in our business. We started it with our own personal real estate business, but you can literally move it from business to business to business. We do it on our we talk about it in our TC business. We talk about it for the park. Each park has its own little EOS system.
Yeah.
So
basically what it does is it gives you the focus where you need to focus. So you spend some time and you set your vision for what the asset or business should be. And then you set milestones of what you need to do. And then you talk about the day-to-day and how you make that happen. So you're always making little incremental steps to the big goals in your business. Wow. And so for us, it's been really important to establish KPIs and how do we measure success and for not only our business and the parks.
Starting that now.
Yeah.
I'd love to read it. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We have a orbit team, which we're so grateful for. It's just been lovely, but we're starting to do KPIs for those. Yeah, I would love to talk to you more about that because I've never done KPIs, but I'm learning. Have you guys had a history with doing them, or?
Yeah, because of our both of our backgrounds, we both come from the corporate world, and I have both of us over 20 years experience in project management, and we live and breathe in KPIs, right? Yeah. So your project is only good as your deliverables and your ability to meet those metrics and measure them for success. So it was really natural for us to go into that state of saying, okay, what are the KPIs that we need to measure? for each of our businesses, and how do we make progress against it. And it's not always perfect, but it's how do you adjust too, right? And I just want to share that because it's going to be, especially if you're doing it for the first time, you're going to make mistakes. Some things you're going to be overzealous on, and some things are going to be done right away because you didn't make the goal big enough. So it's how do you find the balance and just refine it over time to get the goals big enough that they're stretching you, and you're able to grow your business in the right way.
Wow.
What project management software do you use?
I've used so many in my career, honestly. I've used anything from Atlassian to Jira to version 1 to PMP tools, Microsoft Project. It doesn't matter the tool. What we use for our real estate business right now is we're using Trello, which seems to work okay. It's not perfect, but it works good enough, and it's a free one. Jason uses Monday for his TC business, which is very similar to Trello. So you just have to try it. Yeah.
Yeah. Monday is nice. It's got a ton of automations, and we can link it to our CRM system. So as new clients come in, they automatically drop right into Monday, and then we can see in real time. So we've got a partner in Costa Rica. I got a partner in Tennessee. Got a partner up in Missouri. So the point is we can be all over the globe, and we still have access to everybody's files in real time. Because if you think about a transaction is just a 30-day project. That's really all it is. You have stakeholders, you have a schedule, you have risk management, you have communication plans. All of that pertains. It's just 30 days versus multiple years.
Yeah.
And so Monday works right there.
Yeah. And it's about what works for you. And we use communication channels like Slack works really well for us. We hired a VA this year, and it's been incredible leveraging Slack for that communication and historical. And then we're also using Discord on another segment of the business. So it depends. The answer is it depends. You have to figure out what's going to work for your business model and how the communication flows naturally.
What's the other business segment that you're working on?
So we're acquiring a lot of RV parks, and it's how do we share the wealth, because we're not able to take them all down.
Yeah.
So we're in the early stages of figuring out how to disposition them and wholesale them.
Nice. Great. I'm sure you've had conversations with Terry Savage, probably. Yeah. If you haven't, there's somebody we could reach out to. They're pretty well connected. He manages a bunch of RV parks.
Yeah. I know of them. The funny thing about the RV park space is it's small. And so you tend to know the players that are in the market and who's doing what, from the brokers to the people buying and investing.
Yeah, we were at a sub 2 meetup the other day, and somebody was so excited about RV park they wanted to bring us that we actually passed on a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's how small the community is, right?
Yeah. So do you have your own Discord channel? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do.
Yep.
And,
That's great.
and for us, like, just to give you a feel, is how are we always working? And one of our KPIs that we said is I have to review so many deals a week. So if there's an on-market RV park in the Sun Belt, I've probably looked at it.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, Judith's been boots on the ground in the Bay Area looking at stuff, and we're branching out to Seattle. So
Nice.
Okay.
my daughter's in Seattle, and she's offered. I don't know if she knows it yet, but she's offered. I did ask her. I did ask her.
Much easier when you have boots on the ground.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's interesting because even though they're very different solutions, we're both in affordable housing, right? Your business and our business. And it may not be the same people who would make the choices to be in an RV or mobile home park as the ones who would do tenants in common, but they have the same needs. So it's like figuring out how to speak to those needs in a way that resonates with them is really important.
Yeah, and for us, what we focus on is the tourism side of it. So that's a great example. Is I often come across parks that fill that affordable housing need or something like that, and it's just not in our buy box right now. or what we're looking for, but I know other people are, and they're good, stable assets. So it's, if we're able to, and Jason's strong point is negotiate a deal. So if we're able to negotiate the deal, why not pass that along to somebody who's going to really be able to do right by it? I believe that in this, when you get into your niche and you're doing what you should be doing, it's making it repeatable. And for us, it's staying in that leg of tourism and driving families to go out and vacation again and get away from their screens.
Yeah.
And I talked to a gentleman. He's really big on opportunity zones. So he'll buy up our opportunity parks and RV zones because you get significant tax breaks, and it's easy for him to raise capital in those areas because a lot of his investors want those big tax breaks. Now, the only caveat to that is you have to hold that investment for 10 years. But you buy an RV park, you put some cabins, tiny homes, and say, okay, I now offer affordable housing. The write-offs are, through the roof. And so we see that a lot here in Texas. I'm not sure if you guys look at that under your model, because that would really not only help you out, but help out any investors too. If you're providing affordable housing and opportunity zones, the government will reward you highly for that.
This is interesting. So we're not buying and holding. We are buying and redistributing, I guess you say, so taking fourplexes and making them into 4 separate units that people can buy.
Gotcha.
So we're not holding them ourselves, but and we're not marketing to investors, we're marketing to end buyers. But that's really good information.
Yeah.
And actually, Barb mentioned Casey Savage. That's the kind of thing he would be interested in. So if you find something like that, he's a good match for you.
Okay.
Got it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, so how would people best get a hold of you? What's the easiest? Is it Instagram or
Instagram for me for sure? I'm very active on Instagram. It's Ms. Erica Bates on the Instagram.
And mine is go ahead. Oh, mine is
fly.
She's not doing
mine is Jason Bates Invests. That's, whether it's TC, RV parks, single family, anything you want to talk about, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay.
And your Discord channel as well?
Those are private. It's just for our
internal
work tracking internal organization.
Team.
So
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll get to a point where we'll eventually open it up, but we're not there yet.
Got it. Well, thanks for being a guest. Valuable information. We should work together more.
Thank you for doing this, Barb. I can't tell you how important it is for people to create a platform for others to tell their stories, because a lot of these stories need to be heard. And so what you and Judith are doing are incredible, not only in the space you guys are going after, but everybody needs to be having these kind of conversations. So thank you for providing that platform.
Oh, this is the last time you're on, by the way. We loop back around.
Fine with us.
We love that. And for us too, we don't gatekeep information. And that's one of the keys that has been for us. And if people follow along on our Instagram, we tend to share the real raw of what's going on and maybe the not so sexy parts of what it means to invest in our space. And it's done by design, because the more information we share, it's how we level up each other in the playing field and make it a better industry overall.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, quite a great community we're all in, isn't it? It's
really, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
I'd like to meet you.
You too.
Bye-bye.